Hi, and welcome to another edition of Smelly Swede. Today's episode I'm going to talk to you about the most boring fragrance house in my collection. But before we dive into that, hit the subscribe button, give a thumbs up and comment down below which fragrance houses do you think are really boring. Now let's dive into this. Chanel is the most boring fragrance house in my collection. But they do have some good fragrances that I really enjoy, so let's start off by talking about those fragrances. And the first one is Chanel Allure Edition Blanche. I spoke about this in one of my previous episodes, monthly fragrance rotation, and the citrus in this one, the opening, it's just so fresh, so amazing, and then the sweetness kicks in and takes the edge of it, which makes this one so likable. Some people complain about longevity on this one. I do get 7 hours out of it, but projection wise maybe around 1 hour, so that could be better. But I mean, what do you expect from a fragrance with those light fresh notes in it? So that one I really do like. Another one that I always liked is Chanel Allure Sport, because I always used the deo spray and the body spray of that one, so I always knew I liked the scent profile. But when I don't actually know what took me so long before I purchased a bottle. But when I was starting to look into it a little bit more, I came across the new release Eau Extreme. Very hyped by the community, so I thought I need to get my nose on that one before I do a purchase, so I know which one I should buy. When I did get my nose on it in the store, in Chanel store, and when I came home with the original one, because this is the ultimate sport fragrance. It's airy, it's aquatic, it's fresh, it's orange, it's some sweet, just the right amount of sweetness to keep it interesting. Yet again, here we do have around the 6-7 hour mark of longevity. Projection wise, 1.5 hours I would say. Those two fragrances here are probably the ones that my wife really do enjoy on me. So that's a good fragrance. But the boring stuff with this one is that I can't understand why Chanel had the need to release an extreme version of this one. This one is good enough. It's better than the Extreme in my opinion, because in the Extreme they added even more sweetness to it, which makes it not a sporty fragrance anymore. So that's why I feel that that one is boring. They should have come up with a totally new release instead. Imagine that they had upped the sweetness in that one, maybe add some tobacco and incense, maybe a little bit more hint of leather, and they would call it the Modern Man instead. It would be way more well received by the community and even more hyped. I can't figure out why so many YouTubers tried to hype the Eau Extreme version, because I don't think that Chanel reach out to YouTubers to give them free samples to review, because that's not the way Chanel works, I believe. I don't know, but it's my opinion and what I believe. Another fragrance that you need to own if you have Chanel's is the Chanel Bleu. But to be fair, this is the most boring fragrance in my collection of them all. If I would had Sauvage in my collection, Dior Sauvage, those would take the #1 spot, but I don't have it, so that's why it goes to this one. The reason I think that Dior Sauvage is more boring than the Bleu de Chanel is because Bleu de Chanel was first. 2010 I believe this one was released, and I don't know if it was 2015 that Sauvage came out to the market. That's why I feel that Dior Sauvage is even more boring. And to me, those blue fragrances are boring. They're not so interesting. The only thing they do is smell good. And I have the parfum version because I wanted something to sit a little bit closer to the skin, it's a little bit more refined, it's a little bit more class to it, and it gives you that perfect fragrance if you're attending a funeral or some other events that requires that you smell good but not overpowering. And I see so many questions out there, which Bleu de Chanel should I buy? Well, you can say it really easy. The Eau de Toilette is for a t-shirt and some blue jeans. The Eau de Parfum is for a blazer and jeans, and the Parfum version is if you choose to carry a suit. That is my take on this one. Great fragrance, yet a little bit boring. Now, why do I feel that Chanel is the most boring fragrance house? Well, the sport version has been around since 2004, and it took them almost 15 years before they made a new release. A flanker, but still it was a flanker of a flanker. And that's my problem with the Chanel. You have two flanker, get boring. They should switch it up a step and just make some really new big releases in the regular line. Because in the regular line you also find Pour Monsieur, Egoist Platinum. They are good fragrances as well, but not unique, not special, quite boring, poor longevity, poor performance on those three as well. And then you have the exclusive line. And I had really high expectations on the exclusive line. Maybe that is why I feel that they were boring. Because yet again, they weren't unique, they weren't special enough. I tried most of them, but not all. But I tried Cure de Russie, which I heard so many speak so well about, but that carries that animalistic note that I can't get, that I don't like, easy said. I tried Boy, I tried Jersey, none of them were unique. And Coromandel, which I have a little sample of, is probably the one that I find most unique of those offerings in the exclusive line. It's some patchouli, you have some white chocolate, vanilla, incense, some florals, some incense, I said already, yes. So it makes it a quite interesting fragrance, but I feel that it's so at the end and the dry down, all that's left on your skin is the vanilla and the white chocolate vibes you get out of it. So that is yet again why I think that this is a little bit too boring. My take on Chanel is they need to step it up, switch it up a bit to make some new big releases in the regular lines. I know they have a new release in the exclusive line upcoming, Lion. I don't know if it's released yet, but I'm looking forward to try that as well. Next time, I don't know if I'm gonna do a most underrated or most overrated fragrance in my collection. So, of the houses, I talk about the houses. Now, if you've been so long to this episode and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button. It will help me a lot help me to stay motivated and go on with this channel. Now, until the next time, stay safe everybody. Bye.